I have a question. How do you know you're aging? Now, that may sound obvious and even silly, and yet aging has so many components to it. For those of you who are 50 and over, did you ever receive a birthday card from a friend poking fun at you for being half a century old? Well, that's kind of where it begins because our society has said that 50 is when you start to go downhill. Many of us believe that. Or maybe it's the exercise routine that you've had for many years, and all of a sudden it's a little bit harder than it used to be. Or maybe even more subtle. What if you are no longer called upon? Your counsel is not sought at work, or your wisdom, or your historical knowledge. Or maybe it's a direct communication like I received from my insurance company saying that I was no longer going to be covered for pregnancy because I was now 39 years old. It made me feel as if my womb had an expiration date that had nothing to do with my body, but everything to do with society and their perception of age. And then there's that moment, that knowing, that sense that something irrevocable has changed. And maybe that's feeling as if you have more time behind you than in front of you. Hi there. My name is Denise Lampron, and I'm the founder of the Art of Mindful Aging, Changing the Paradigm on Aging. And ever since I was a young girl, I've been fascinated by the elders in my community. When I had the opportunity to spend time with my grandmother, I would just snuggle next to her and listen to her stories. And they were fascinating. And it was the beginning of me thinking about time just beyond right now. What was I going to do 20 years hence, 30 years hence? Would I have similar stories? What would my life look like? Would I live in Los Angeles? Would I live in New York? Where would I be? It opened up that the possibility of life and the idea of aging. And I began to ask myself as I turned 50, what was life going to look like for me at 65? And now at 50, my vantage point, my vision was different than it was when I was a young girl, 10 or 11 years old with my grandmother. So aging has a different effect on us at each stage of our life. And there I was at 50, wondering what 65 was going to look like. And at 60, I thought, what is 65 going to look like? Will I be ready to retire? Will I still be healthy and strong? What will be the priorities in my life? And every year since 60, I continue to ask myself, how can I age in a positive way? And I wasn't seeing examples for the elders in our community. I wasn't seeing anyone paying attention to our well being, even though we have so much value and so much to offer. And that's precisely why I created the Art of Mindful Aging. It's a space, it's a place, it's a time where we can gather and talk about our questions, our concerns, and how we can plan for our future. In March, I will be teaching this course for 4 weeks, 1 hour each week on Zoom. And this course will be sponsored by Bindu Point Center for Presence. If you have any questions, I can be reached at Denise at theartofmindfulaging.com. And Bindu Point can answer any questions you have and enroll you for the course. And they can be reached at 818-616-4779 or through their website at bindupoint.com. I hope to see you, and I look forward to sharing lots of stories and information together. Thank you for listening to this video. Bye for now.